What has been one of the tanks that has seen service throughout all of World War II? What's one of the most well-known tanks from World War II? Well, it is the Panzer IV. In case you didn't read the title, I'm the A Gamer, and this is a history video on the Panzer IV. Everybody knows the Panzer IV as that, the Panzer IV. But the full name is Panzerkampfwagen IV. The Panzer IV was designed by the great General Heinz Guderian with the help of Krupp in 1936, and then manufactured by Volksländische Maschinenfabrik, or VOMAG. This is going to be fun with all the mispronunciations. The Panzer IV was the most exported German tank in all of World War II, being used by the German, Romanian, Hungarian, Bulgarian, Italian, Finnish, and Spanish armies. That's a lot of countries. Time for some numbers. Everyone's favorite part of the video. The version of the Panzer IV that I will be using for the data is the F2 version. Panzer IV F2 had a Maybach HL 120 TRM 12-cylinder liquid-cooled V petrol engine that gave out 300 horsepower at 3,000 rotations per minute, or RPM, whatever RPM stands for. But it was also able to get up, the engine was able to get the Panzer up to 40 kilometers per hour, or about 25 miles per hour for the max speed. The range of the Panzer IV F2 was 200 kilometers, or 124 miles. It weighed about 22,300 kilograms, or 22.3 tons. The Panzer IV consisted of 5 crew members: the commander, the gunner, the loader, the driver, and the radio operator or assistant driver. The gunner operated the Panzer IV's main armament, a 7.5 centimeter Kampfwagenkanon 40, and the coaxial 7.92 millimeter MG-34 machine gun. And the radio operator or assistant driver operated the bow 7.92 millimeter MG-34 machine gun. I'm still going to be using the Panzer IV F2 for the dimensions and armor, of course. Why wouldn't I? The Panzer IV was 5.62 meters, or 18.4 feet long, 2.84 meters, or 9.3 feet wide, 2.68 meters, or 8.8 feet tall, and the armor on the Panzer IV was more than on earlier Panzer tanks, but it was flat instead of sloped, which was very important, because sloped armor makes it seem like there's more. But I can talk about sloped armor some other time, in another video. The frontal hull armor was only 50 millimeters, whilst the side boasted 30 millimeters, and the rear with 20 millimeters. The turret frontal armor was also 50 millimeters, but both the sides and rear of the turret had 30 millimeters of armor. But both the top of the turret and the hull only had 10 millimeters armor, with the bottom of the tank also having 10 millimeters of armor. The top armor on the Panzer IV made it vulnerable from aerial attacks by Allied and Russian aircraft. Times for some extra facts, I guess. Now, in the beginning, I did say the Panzer IV was the only tank to be built in sea combat all through World War II, with 8,553 built of all variants. The Panzer IVA through F1 versions had a stub nose howitzer like 7.5 centimeter Kampfwagenkanon 37 L-24. But after the Germans began fighting the shoot, I lost where I was. After the Germans began fighting in Russia, they equipped all later versions, starting with the Panzer IV F2, with a 7.5 centimeter Kampfwagen Cannon 40, which is the long-barreled cannon that most people think of when they think of the Panzer IV. But it was originally put in to counter the T-34s, KV-1s that the Russians had. The Panzer IV saw combat in all parts of Europe during World War II, in the Eastern and Western Europe, North Africa, and Italy. In the invasion of Poland, the Panzer IV was only 7% of the total tank force, and only 10% of the total tank force in the invasion of France and the Low Countries in 1940. In the invasion of France and the early part of the North African campaign, the Panzer IV's 3-man turret was able to fire the gun faster than the British and French 1- or 2-man turrets. The other noticeable tanks, like the Panzer IV, Sturm Panzer IV, and the Whirlwind, oh god, do I hate that tank, were all built on Panzer IV chassis. That is all I have for you guys. If you made it to the end, good on you. Comment what you want to see next. A Gamer out.